What's good, guys? Welcome back to Everyday Struggle in the Desk. Wait, no, academics here, our I'm just kidding, our second to last show of the year. Our last news show of the year. The Everyday Struggle Award. Whatever, bro. I'm fixing it right now. The Everyday Struggle Awards air tomorrow.
Show of this set. Huh? Last regular show.
There you go. Regular. That's the word I was missing. Our last regular-ass show of the year.
Excited.
Me too.
Excited but sad. But you know what? Listen, next year's another whole decade.
Yeah, so a new fresh start.
Like, I didn't really even get that the decade was kind of winding down until I see everybody like doing recaps and wrap-ups. And also what I realized is that people are very time-trapped in the last 5 years. Like, nobody remembers 2010 to 2014.
It's just crazy. Too much. There's too much content. I'm looking through this list right now, so we're going to recap some of our favorite moments of the decade. The details are all really blurry. I'm just going to say that.
It's a lot.
It's a lot of great
remember
things.
This shit vividly.
Of course you do. All right, but before we get to the best moments of the decade, we're going to talk about some of our favorite moments of the year, starting with the show. I'm going to begin. I think Kevin Gates was my favorite Everyday Struggle moment of the year.
Kevin Gates was such a character. Like, I based on what we heard about him before he came here, like, he could be kind of like standoffish with interviews. Like, he was exactly the opposite. He was like super interesting, and I don't know, he had like this whole like persona going on. I don't know.
Kevin
Gates,
was good. My man Big Draco, man.
Yeah, I love those moments, man. I love the beef.
Give it to my man Big Draco. But
I love when we shouting.
We had a lot of moments this year.
That was a moment. I think honestly, I think the Gucci Man interview was a real, kind of even grown up conversation and us like evaluating someone's growth. Like, even outside of like guest like appearances, I feel like we had good moments in just like every time I felt like we came back, it's like a big moment because we do show Monday from Thursday.
Right.
There's a big moment where we're announcing something good or bad happened over the weekend, and unfortunately, like sometimes we come in here in super different mindsets. Like when after Nipsey passed, you were kind of fucked
man,
up.
that was that was a tough one. That was a tough.
Those are tough episodes to get through, but somehow we find a way to get through it. But like you could see it on that episode that like beyond just like talking about it as like experts or analysts, like people got real relationships behind the scenes, so definitely affects us.
What would you guys say is the craziest story of the year that we covered? Besides, no one passing away, obviously, like Jussie Smollett was a big thing at the top of the year.
Jussie. 21.
21, yeah, that was left field too.
That came out of nowhere.
I think even though, I think we pretty much just all say we were kind of repulsed by the details, but like, no. Even the R. Kelly's, anything that's a twist of events, like the R. Kelly, like getting caught back up in some of the nonsense.
6'9". Yeah, I was about to say X favorite person, 6'9". That was the craziest shit. Really? That might be what, and it's
about to be one of the craziest moments of the next decade too when he comes home.
It's one of the craziest criminal, like, things I've seen happen in hip hop where we've never seen a person like go through that in front of the public eye and so descriptive.
Don't ask Wack 100. He has some names to name.
Listen. But yeah, that was insane.
Yeah, like I actually break up this year in halves. Like, interestingly enough, we just lost Juice WRLD, but like it doesn't even feel like Juice WRLD and Nipsey died in the same year. It feels like Nipsey died like over a year ago, but really it's not that long ago. It was early this year. Yeah. So like for me, I remember music being dead, the feeling being dead, everything just kind of like being kind of like
stale for a bit.
Yeah, stagnated, and then everybody kind of like started picking up afterwards. So I don't know. This year it went by fast, but I look at it in two halves.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, should we do one last sort of current story before we get into our recap? We didn't get to this on yesterday's episode, but Lizzo has been trending because of her outfit at the Lakers versus... Queen Lizzo has been trending because of her outfit at the Lakers versus Timberwolves game. So look, if any of you guys follow Lizzo on Instagram, she's very body positive. She'll post nudes, etc. She doesn't care. But she did wear an outfit...
She's very beautiful. That's what she meant to say. Go ahead.
Oh, academics, we have a little...
I'm sorry,
you got a crush?
You got a crush? You trying to work on something?
Listen,
you trying to holler at Lizzo. That's what it is.
Oh, you finally moved on from Tinashe and now it's Lizzo?
Please don't ever say that.
You never shot your shot.
Don't let nobody clip that. No. Me and Tinashe got something going on, but I'm just saying. Lizzo...
This is like, you ever seen, I got to give a movie reference. You ever seen the Brady Bunch movie, George Glass? Remember the fake relationship?
What a
George Glad.
reference,
That's what
bro,
Tinashe is to him. He in a fake relationship with Tinashe that she has no idea
wait,
about.
let me rock.
I never even seen Tinashe even talk about this nigga. Like he's in a fake relationship. It's a
Wait,
conspiracy.
what are we doing right now?
What's going on?
What are we doing? Are we recapping or we having an intervention?
I'm recapping.
I'm
Yeah,
just
it's
saying,
both.
I'm just saying, listen, me and Tinashe, we got something going on, so it's all good.
Okay.
I hope you don't go into the new decade believing that, academics.
Right.
I hate when you lie to yourself. Should I try to do the story one more time?
Yes.
It's real quick. She showed up to the game. She was wearing a thong. She was twerking. People had a lot of feelings and emotions about it. Here you can see she's having a great time. There was a lot of commentary about it. So Reason from TD is one of the people who tweeted, "Look, I've had enough." And of course, there's a lot of immediate backlash, your body shaming, etc. He said, it's not body shaming. You're just doing too much. He went on to add, he just really didn't feel it was occasion appropriate. He says, I don't care. I'm fed up. Put some clothes on at a basketball game where kids are.
All right, maybe that one instance, because, she was kind of, she definitely looked like she was hitting that Rikishi finishing move. If y'all watch WWE, y'all know what I'm talking about.
That's not a good comparison, but go ahead.
No, that's a really good comparison.
It's accurate, but yeah, you're talking about body-wise. Yeah, that's why you're saying that.
No,
But go ahead.
the optic-wise when you're looking at it from the rear end. But anyway, Wayne, I'm just saying.
So you're saying that her ass look like
Listen,
Rikishi?
Oh, man.
we're not about to
Okay.
No, listen, listen, you'll never have me slander her.
Okay,
Good.
Now, check this out. I don't think she does too much. I think
I don't think she does too. I think
that's what I was gonna ask. What is her doing too much? I think this was too much. Like, despite, it doesn't matter who it is, how you look.
Right.
If you're showing your undergarments on national TV, twerking, there's kids around, like, kids, a lot of kids watch basketball. Like, that's not something like already, like, first of all, you would think that's a very family safe environment. That just wasn't family safe. But otherwise, on her own Instagram, like, I see Rihanna posting naked pictures. Ain't nobody ever said Rihanna doing too much.
I don't give a fuck what a person do on their own shit. You don't, this not your own thing.
Okay.
Like,
No, but when people said, I've had enough, you've been doing too much, like this one instance, the reality is, put like this.
What?
Niggas ain't trying to say it, but this is what niggas really mean. Niggas is trying to body shame her. Like, yo, if it was, look, she posts news all the time, and trust me, like, people let it
there's
slide.
definitely people who do that. I'm just going to speak for myself on this issue, but go ahead.
But, so people let it slide, but in reality, if to some people, she like looked more attractive or whatever it is, like that's their issue, like they wouldn't have a problem with it. This, of course, is out of line. But I think it's been growing in people like, yo, this chick always naked on the gram. This chick might not be the chick I want to be naked on the gram. And this is a good way to come out and kind of expose those feelings, because this was clearly out of line.
Do you agree?
So look, right? I love seeing Meg Thee Stallion twerk. Live for it. It's a great part of my day, because I know it comes at least once out of the few hours I'm on Instagram. Had Meg Thee Stallion been at the Laker game doing that shit, I'd have felt the same way.
Okay.
Only because there's a time and a place for everything. I don't care. Like, Lizzo, you're not the first big girl to ever dance. You're not the first big girl. Monique had a bunch of big girls come dance on stage with her when she did her comedy shows. You're not the first big girl to be doing no shit like this. But you are the first big girl to do this shit at a national basketball game. And I know when I'm watching basketball, I don't give a fuck about what else is going on. Like, I don't care about you showing your body and all of that. Like, that's cool for your own platform. If you're doing it on your Instagram, if you're doing it at your show. If Lizzo's wearing that same shit to her show, I ain't got nothing to say. It's her show. Mm-hmm. That's how she wants to perform. People didn't turn on the Laker game to see you. They didn't come to the Laker game to see you. But you know what happens? As soon as people start displaying their distaste, and there's probably tons of people who got negative things to say about her body, right? I got big cousins, all that. I don't got no problems with none of that. I just feel like you gotta understand that moment was not about you. You made it into something about yourself. She didn't have on a bad outfit, but she got her ass cut out on the outfit. Like, let's be for real. That's inappropriate most places. And you can't make it seem like everybody's just don't like you. It ain't that people don't like you. People just don't like your actions. That's not your place to do that.
So we would have felt the same if anyone had done this.
Me, I would have.
Yeah, and I think most people should. Like, that's just out of line, period. Now, I do want to draw a correlation. You see, this is a year where we've been praising a lot of hoe-like shit. Let's keep it chill now, right? And while I agree this place isn't appropriate for any of that, like, first of all, like, I was watching her even, like, in the tunnel, like, the back area of the arena, like, yo, she's mad out there. right? And maybe that's what reason means, like, yo, you've been doing too much. But like the way she acts normally, with the exception of this incident there, she reminded me of the City Girls, Megan Thee Stallion, and all the other ratchet
And if
chicks
any
I
of them
like.
would have did that shit, get them out the building too.
But
Right.
that's why I'm saying, with the exception of this incident.
Right.
But that's why I think this is, listen, when you start accepting certain shit, or you be like, nah, let people, it's gonna get to the point that somebody crosses the line. She crossed the line. Because everybody else, like, they're acting like, I see shit, even certain stuff you would be like, yo, that's just not like how you expect certain people to carry themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Those standards are done nowadays.
Yeah.
I seen Cardi B get on Instagram Live taking a shit, straight up. You feel me? Like, again, like, that's kind of accepted. That's actually.
But look, the thing about being on Cardi B's live and watching her take a shit is you have the option to exit right out of that.
No, hold on.
Like
I completely get it. The point I'm making is that when we praise all of that, and you're right, on their own platform, yo, y'all should just post some news, do this and third. When we hyping up all that ratchet behavior, it's gonna be one motherfucker. It didn't have to be her. It could have been somebody else. Again, maybe it had to be her, but it was going to be one person who took it too far that brought it to national TV. My whole thing is that it's a reflection of all the shit y'all been hyping up, just not at that event.
Yeah, I mean, I just look at it like almost like freedom of speech. You got freedom of speech to say whatever the fuck you want.
Man, put some fucking clothes on.
Understand. Wait a second, academic. Understand that when you say whatever you want, you have to be held accountable for it. You can get the shit slapped out of you for saying the wrong thing. You can be arrested for saying the wrong thing. You can be fired for saying the wrong thing. But you got the right to say whatever you want. Is she
twerking at your son's basketball game?
Nah. I'm not jagging that. Come on, academics. Don't give me the diss the girl. I'm just not jagging that. Like,
I mean, you made your point. No one's trying to body shame here, right?
Yeah.
I think we all love and celebrate Lizzo and her music. I guess
She's
everyone
dope.
just feels like not the right place and time. Their kids and families watching. That's fair enough. Right. So hopefully people stop harassing Reason. It doesn't seem like he was trying to, just be negative for no reason. All right, gentlemen. Shall we get into the decade? Yo, there's so much stuff on this list that we're not going to get to, like the Tupac hologram at Coachella.
The Tupac
stuff that I even forgot. But let's see, where should we actually start on this list?
Should we start at moments, albums, or like kind of...
Moments.
Okay, moments.
It's more fun. We'll get to albums.
I instantly, and because, my mind goes back in years, like 2010, I feel like, of course, you seen the Breakfast Club got started then you see the Ray J, like beefs are always like really memorable or like back and forth because like, it's like everyone tunes in like it's a season of Love and Hip Hop for that beef.
So Ray J and Fab, that was big in 2011.
Yeah, Ray J, because you know what? It was so many, it was like super industry in terms of all the industry people being there and witnessing parts of it that like everybody had a different telling of the story. And also, I'm not gonna lie, like I like One Wish Ray J that dropped in, what was that, 2004 or was that 8? I can't remember what year it was. But that was Gangsta Wild Ray J. And honestly, I do think like that type of personality set Ray J for a lot of stuff he did later.
Ray J when he was running around with Whitney Houston. That Ray J. People forgot about that.
Yeah.
Ray J been through some shit.
He has. And he still looks mad young. That's the great thing.
He just had another moment with Speedy, his Complex News interview with the Unbreakable Glass. It feels like he's going to have a moment, at least one moment per decade. He's good for life.
Yo, the thing with him is like, I think he's a talented musician, but even if people didn't think that, like, he's a talented entertainer.
Right.
So he's like someone you put on camera, and he'll just create moments organically, whether it's his own reality show. Shit, I think he could be acting for
very savvy businessman as well. Scooty bikes. I mean, you look around, some Scooty bikes is all over LA. I think they said that that company did the contract with Lyft or some shit to put all those little bikes everywhere. You ain't pocket watch that one, at?
Of course. I've been in this pocket. Pause. What I will say as well that year, in terms of like moments, what was it? 2010 that Wayne was released from Rikers?
2009.
2009.
Is it
okay?
Deposition time we're talking about?
No, because he was locked up after Carter 3 for the gun charge. Then he came out. Then he dropped Carter 4.
Yeah, wasn't that?
And that was a moment because I think it kind of marked that it was kind of like really, like leading up to that, like 2010, it was like
November
Drake
2010.
They were going back and forth with those singles. I think was the Young Money album dropped that year? Or I'm tripping.
Young
Might have
Money
been
album was
09.
Nah, Young Money album was like 2000. That was earlier than that.
I thought it was 09.
Because that was before Drake's album. Young Money album was before Drake's album.
All right, fuck that. I'm trying to keep it too much on 2010. Anyway, I'll go to 2014.
We're all over
That's
the
around the time Thug, Rich Homie Quan linked. Thug started having a crazy run.
Yeah.
T.I. was featuring him on some crazy songs like about the money.
Yeah.
He was really going through it then, and also like people seeing a change in hip hop so blatant.
Yeah.
I thought all those were moments.
If we're gonna talk about 2000, like early that time, we got to talk about the rise of MMG. Because remember, MMG had a time where it was like they couldn't miss. Like when Ross got everybody together, the first self-made album, Dream Chasers albums, Wale album, Pill getting dropped from MMG, Ross signing everybody. Remember, it almost became like the before it was the memes, it was the hashtags, right? Like remember how sign what was it? Sign the Young Money was a big hashtag.
Yeah.
Sign the MMG became a big hashtag.
Rocky Fresh, Stally, everyone.
Rocky Fresh, Stally, Omarion.
Mario.
Hey,
Marion,
and
yeah.
if we're on the earlier part of the decade, I gotta say one of the most memorable moments, I still get a laugh out of it today, is the Gucci Man Twitter meltdown.
That was like 2013 when he went crazy on Twitter.
I'm telling you, I still read them and I'll be thinking like, was Gucci telling the truth? Because Gucci don't look like no liar, man. Gucci don't look like no liar, but I don't know. He was definitely tweaking it, and also like, you know, for the audience, we were all sitting at home. That's when the platform Twitter, like 50 had just got on Twitter like not too long ago. He ain't really know how to use it. But also you started to get into some behind the scenes shit that's happening with like artists. Like nowadays, like if two people are sleeping with each other or two people who have fought or whatever, they'll expose each other on Instagram, like you'll find out right away.
Right.
That felt like it was bringing the audience closer than we ever got
to the artist, yeah.
to the artists and behind the scenes shit.
Maybe a little closer than we needed to be, though, because I heard a lot of relationships. He did mend some of them later, which is good.
And also real time shit, because Gucci had, I think in that same Twitter rant, he was like, yo, I'm pulling up right now. Like, think about the origin of like what beef is now. Like, you know, like as silly as it sounds, like a couple days ago, Bad Baby like pulled up on somebody. She put up like the directions, like I'm coming here now, and it was a big deal. But like Gucci was doing that shit in 2013. Like, yo, I'm pulling up on this nigga right now, and then after he was like, yo, this nigga ran. So
That's the dude he went to jail for, right? That's the situation when he went to jail for?
yeah. You said, you know, Gucci a character, man.
So, I mean, if we're doing beefs around that time, 2014 is also when Diddy allegedly punched Drake, right?
Here's my thing with that. And yeah, you're right. He apparently also slapped J. Cole. Why we never hear like the full story of that?
Yeah. That was in
You
New
never
York.
heard
That
that?
one happened.
Ah.
Yeah.
He slapped Cole too, allegedly.
Allegedly. Wasn't it
Slapped
after
J.
an
Cole?
after party in New York
He
at the
was
Dream
slapping
downtown
all the
or
light-skinned
something?
rappers. Like on some real shit.
But wait, Drake wasn't trying to hide that. Remember, he hopped on Instagram with the sling later and everything. So that was over
You
0
remember?
to 100.
That was a 0 to
remember?
100 thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 0 to 100 shit.
Because he was mad that he kept the
Damn,
beat.
you gotta get a hell
I
of a
wanted Drake
slap
to
that
write.
with arm sling.
Nah.
It wasn't me really adding
Wait,
up.
no, don't do that.
You said, no, you said he had an arm sling,
Yo.
right?
No. That's
He
not
said he
Cole. I'm
hit-
talking about Drake. You notice, you should know that.
Wait, hold on. So what is the story? What we read
Yeah.
was that Diddy hit him. So you're imagining he hit him in the face, but yeah, he pulled his arm. What
Apparently
happened?
they were at some party. This is a story that's been
Outside
circulating,
Live in Miami.
Right? So he pulled him to the side. It's like, yo, what you did would take it. Remember, you were supposed to write for me on 0 to 100. You put it out yourself. That should have been my record. And it was like, yo, I don't appreciate how you did that. Also, other sources say like he may have mentioned also something like, yo, something about Cassie. I don't know if that's true, but the 0 to 100 part, Diddy as well confirmed. I think it was just like, stay away from my peoples. You feel me? But anyway, I think Drake was kind of like, yo, you drunk, yo, like kind of like pushing him like, yo, you wildin', and you know, the hand of Diddy.
But what did he do to hurt his arm?
That's okay. So that's what I heard. So he hits Drake. So he hits Drake. I hear like not all the way, but like Drake kind of got out of the way. But then there's security around both men. The security grabs Drake
Or he got
to get
yanked
him
up.
out of there, and that's how his own security
okay.
like try to grab him and drag him so hard he dislocated his shoulder.
That's wild.
But still, you know, listen.
Yo, do you think that was like the beginning of the new Drake? Like all the shit that we hear on Scorpion about his issues with the legends and how he feels now?
Shit, I mean, think about it. He still definitely thinks about it because it took until 2018, I believe, he dropped 4 p.m. in Calabasas, and that was talking about that. So he got slapped, allegedly. I don't even like saying that about my guy, man. But in 2013, and it took 5 years for him to address it on record. Like really, directly.
That's tough.
And the J. Cole shit, what would happen? I think Cole has said something. You should know.
I know it's all a black.
I
Just
never
remember,
even knew about. I never knew
Yeah, I
about
heard
that.
it was an after party at the Dream
Allegedly, bro.
downtown. Let me look this up. I forgot the details. Yo, it's all a
Instagram
blur,
could have
man.
been lit like
Hold on.
that. Then.
Nah, you gotta remember, Diddy was on a warpath. Like,
It was a
Diddy
VMA
fucking up
after
all the
party.
light-skinned- He was fucking up all the light-skinned rappers.
Why you gotta make it a light skin issue?
No, real
though?
talk. And then Diddy went to UCLA after the nigga benched his son
Oh yeah.
and slapped that nigga with a kettlebell. Y'all niggas remember?
Yeah, I remember that.
Okay, here's what allegedly happened. Again, allegedly, according to Complex. So Diddy was visibly intoxicated.
We don't know all this shit. Too.
No, I
Wait, I swear
mean,
to
yo,
secrecy.
this was about, yo, this was about
Nigga took a
control.
blood oath.
If we're talking about moments of the decade, remember, control pissed off a lot of people.
Yeah.
So I think Diddy tried
Oh,
to
yes.
confront Kendrick over the King of New York shit and whatever. It seems like he tried to pour a drink somewhere, and they started arguing, and Cole got in the middle, and then shit happened. Allegedly.
Nah, you gotta say the shit that happened though.
You just painted the picture for me crazy. I just saw it
Yo,
just now.
I ain't gonna lie, even when Diddy got locked up, that was like a moment. I remember there was like 3 helicopters trailing the cop car as they brought him to LA.
Well, if we're gonna be talking about all this negative stuff about Diddy, you also gotta remember he changed his name to Brother.
Yo, negative, he's a legend. It's all jokes.
No.
It's all jokes now.
Interestingly enough, 2013, and that's what I'm saying, like, he was going through, like, he was really roller coaster shit because he started Revolt, I believe, around then.
Yeah.
Right? So,
around like
and
2013.
and to be honest, like, just really in hindsight, even now, like, black-owned media company that's, you know, like, at least trying to compete in a like set, because we knew that BT got sold to Viacom, this and third. So, like, at that point, you realize that Diddy was a major player out here, you know, if you didn't know it already.
Right.
But yeah.
Wow.
Hopefully things good between all these people now.
Yeah, I would hope so. I mean, doesn't seem like anything wrong is going on.
I say G Unit and versus MMG at BT Hip Hop. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
It's going
gunplay.
back.
Oh yeah. Yo, listen, we trying to bring some positive shit up, but
Well,
I ain't gonna lie, niggas got the.
Well, this is one I wanted to talk about too. Rich homie Quan. Remember he messed up the
Rich
Biggie lyrics.
homie.
Nah, man, niggas
You
got
guys
him on
set
that.
up.
No, but this I was gonna make a point about this, right? Because
Well,
I
tell
tell-
the story first, because there's some people that might.
Well,
know.
what it was, you know, they was doing a tribute to Biggie, and he was doing Get Money, right? By Biggie and Lil' Kim. Wasn't Lil' Kim on the stage too? And he was supposed to do Biggie's part, and he messed up the lyrics, right? And then after that, he got torn apart by social media, etc.
He
Wait, no,
gave
what's
he gave
that
more
one?
No, I was
backstory
not.
too, right?
I wasn't, huh?
He came on the show and we talked about this, but I feel like he said it all happened pretty last minute, so he
Yeah, he
didn't have
said they
time
gave him
to
the
prep.
same day.
I wasn't, because you know why I wasn't mad at that? Because it's like, imagine telling A Boogie to do Bombs Over Baghdad by Outkast. You know what I'm saying? Like, he would probably mess that. Like, he didn't, not that Rich homie Quan didn't grow up directly in that era, but it's like, come on. Why would you put, he's not the person you want doing that.
Right, it
You
wasn't
know what I
the
mean?
right
Like,
fit.
you can't say, oh, we got this new thing to do and you're a new hot guy. You should do this. It should have been an artist from New York. Now, if an artist from New York fucked that up, that would have been really crazy.
And you know what also happened in the first half of the decade, which I don't know, I think I still kind of feel a little way about.
What?
Just because it didn't get the same energy. I like same energies.
What?
Solange whipping Jay-Z's ass in the elevator,
What do you
man.
mean it didn't get the same energy?
That was
That was
crazy.
the biggest
What do you
story
mean? That
of
was
the
one of the
year.
biggest-
No, but
story.
they were like, yo, Solange, go. Like, Chris Brown, they were like, yo, Chris Brown, you motherfucker. We getting you the fuck out of here.
Are we trying
So-
to really draw a line between those stories? Cut it out.
What? It's abuse. All right, never mind.
Jay seemed fine now. That was a crazy moment.
That's when we knew that all them little Muay Thai classes that Jay-Z took, you know? Taekwondo, that shit paid off. That nigga was blocking like a motherfucker. That nigga was ducking. That nigga was going crazy, right?
But then you also,
We don't got no comment for that. He's
What?
like, yo, let's
Nah,
keep-
that shit was hilarious. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I didn't watch that shit 100 times. That shit was hilarious. You think that I'm that cool with Jay-Z that I didn't laugh at that shit?
No, you got to co-sign that he was in the Muay Thai classes.
I don't know what fucking classes that nigga takes.
Yo, you're a Nazi? He said it was in Taekwondo. All right, no.
He said Ty Boho.
Tabo, my bad.
Say you Ty Boho.
All right, so that was 2014. 2015 was What's Good, Miley at the VMAs. I was there for that. That was definitely a moment in time.
Hey, you know, Nicki got mad moments of her like, and I think that's why it culminates to now where she feels she doesn't get enough respect. Anytime there's a new chick on the block, like people like, oh, she about to take Nicki's spot. And then sometimes it got a little shady or disrespectful. And not that necessarily was with Miley, but Miley had said something about Nicki, and Nicki was like, fuck that chick, man.
That was a
Like,
real New York moment to pull
Yeah,
up on
that was a
somebody with
super
the
New York
What's Good,
moment.
yeah.
That's also the same time when Kanye announced that he was gonna be president. Oh man. Oh, he's gonna run for president. That same
What award show did
VMAs.
it get announced that because I remember they were hugging. It was like Jay and Kanye, and it was announced. I think it was Beyonce announced that she was pregnant. Some shit like that.
VMAs.
Yeah,
Right?
when
She
they
did the
after
belly
they did,
rub. They performed Otis or
They
something.
did Otis. Yeah, they did Otis.
Yeah, yeah,
Remember they came
yeah.
out.
The
there, Otis?
VMAs used to have some moments,
Oh, wait a
man.
minute. How we gonna not talk about what year was that when Lil Mama jumped on the stage?
Was that the same
damn.
year?
Nah, that was
No.
Was
It's
it?
earlier
That
because
was
that's
09.
after.
Yeah, that was earlier.
Oh yeah, because that's after Blue.
09?
3.
I mean,
Was
that's
that
one of the
VMAs
funniest
too?
moments ever.
Oh, Empire State of Mind at the
Empire State
VMAs
of Mind.
2009.
Yeah, that was crazy, but that's
Wow.
a year early, but that was
We're
wild.
going backwards now.
Like, yeah, that was wild. That was wild. What else we got, Jessica? What else?
Wait, why the hell we got Danny Brown receives oral sex on stage? That's not true, is that?
That was a moment. You missed that?
You didn't see that? You didn't
All
see
right,
that?
we're gonna skip that.
Danny Brown's
Yeah,
a
skip it,
wild.
but
He's
that
a
was
wild
kinda
boy.
The fuck?
That's crazy.
I don't know where year we're skipping
Oh,
ahead.
Big Sean versus Drake and Ludacris 2011.
Is that really a moment?
Wait, Chris Brown versus Frank Ocean.
Yeah, that was a thing.
That was brief. Was it like a parking lot
was
fight
the
or
thing.
something like that?
Wait,
Yeah.
Chris Brown?
I
Yeah,
heard
he
Frank
said he had the
Ocean-
goons. He had remember
Frank
Frank
Ocean
Ocean
pulled
said some
up.
shit. He had the goons out there for him or some
Y'all
shit
trying
like
to play
that.
with
Wait,
my
so
guy
Chris Brown
Frank.
beat up Frank Ocean?
No. I don't
No.
think that's how the story went.
Nah.
Frank Ocean? Nah, Briss ain't getting beat up by nobody. Stop it.
Nah,
No
it
one used
wasn't
the
nobody
word
got
beat up, but I don't think Frank backed down.
It was they was driving to some shit. Yeah, it was some. You don't remember then
Was
somebody
it
take
over
a video of somebody's car or
spot?
some
Were they
shit?
fighting over a parking spot? It was something really petty.
Listen, let's put some respect on not only the music that the legend Briss Breezy has put out, but the people he's actually tested, whether it was Drake, Quavo, and the other two.
How did that work out?
What you mean how it worked out? Like, he stood his ground.
Listen, man, you don't want to fight nobody that can just at the drop of a dime does a
Yeah, he
backflip.
could do a backflip. Like, come on now, like. And also, we gonna act like the greatest fight that never happened in hip hop history would have been better than Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather.
Oh,
or Floyd Mayweather.
I already know you about to go.
Come on, man, it's Briss Breezy and Young Draco.
Yeah.
Like, come on now,
You
like.
said I can't come to the hood.
Yeah, yo. Nah, that's a legendary moment.
That's a legendary moment.
like, you don't remember when they were both like putting up videos of them swinging in the air?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
yo,
With his training
like,
and shit.
And we were really waiting for the shit. Like, yo, it was really gonna happen.
Yeah,
but
that there was no way possible that could have happened. No
we
way
might be
possible.
getting closer to see like a rapper.
I don't want
No,
to see
we
that.
won't.
But no, I think we will, just not in their prime.
Then Logan Paul and the YouTuber.
Yeah, it's becoming like they're doing really celebrity fights. You know, like you're training for like 2-3 months and then you go fight. I think like with the paychecks they're getting, a rapper who, if they offer a rapper who hasn't had a hit in a while, $5 million to go fight in the ring, you think they're not doing it?
Who's offering somebody $5 million to go fight?
Logan Paul and them made like $45 million.
Yeah, but they're fucking massive YouTubers. Like I'm not.
Throw them on the undercard.
Throw them
Young
on-
Draco and Briss Breezy would have got like.
Chris Brown don't need no fucking money from me. All the money that both of them
hold on.
that they're gonna make for the whole
But you
event,
gotta
Chris Brown
remember,
don't need
that's
that
after
money.
Chris Brown got out of anger management, so he had to chill out because they were throwing him
Yeah.
in and out of jail. He wanted to beat the brakes off somebody.
He just wanted to fight. He didn't care about no money.
Well, also he lost Carucci, so somebody gotta get the brakes beat off of him for that. Well,
We should probably move on to
good
music
terms.
so that
Yeah,
we
let's
can get
move
too
on to some
negative
music.
though.
Let's
But yo,
move on to
Drake,
music.
if we're counting people who had the most beefs this year, Drake was definitely up there.
No, Drake.
'Cause No Guidance
brought
was a good
beef
full
back
circle.
into
Him and
hip-hop. Let's
Meek-
keep it true.
Yeah, but he's good at making up with people. Shit does come full circle with him.
He's a very noble king. He forgives. He does. He does.
He's a
guy.
very noble king.
For real. But let's be honest, like post 2010, we weren't really hearing, like we didn't see the top of the top rappers like going.
We seen people rap. I mean, we seen people beef, but they
Yeah,
weren't
but-
beefing with music.
Yeah, that and also like that level and that caliber of artists, like we're talking about like in their primes, like we thought that was almost like a lost art, like Jay and Nas or Biggie Pac,
Yeah.
and we thought like, okay, that era's done. Everybody's more really
Meek and Drake.
conscious. Yeah, people are more conscious about now this word clout. You know, like if you diss your enemy, you get lit. So it's like really don't diss him. But of course, like a couple diss tracks that flew back and forth.
So last one before we get into albums, Everyday Struggle versus the Migos was definitely a moment. I definitely still see you in my gifts on like iPhone
I was
sometimes.
My favorite gift.
I was just a spectator at that time.
Listen,
Right,
Watching
better
from the
safer
safety
that
of my
way,
own
yeah.
home.
listen, it's my favorite gift right there.
All right, album time. Last thoughts on moments. Anything I'm forgetting?
I was gonna throw the Nicki Minaj versus Remy.
Yachty. Oh, Yachty was a good Everyday Struggle.
Nicki versus Remy was.
Yeah, Nicki has held.
And
her
Nicki
own
versus
a little bit.
Cardi. The shoe
Nicki-
throw.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the shoe throw. Yeah, Nicki has been through some shit, yo. That's what I'm telling y'all, man. Whenever she hangs it up and or falls back to that legend status, the roses and the praises will come. But right now, trust me, she's still trying to
Still in the
knock people
foxhole.
out. Yeah, of course. Yeah, you never
Still
gonna
in
get
the
it while you're on
foxhole.
the court, man. They ain't really give it to Allen Iverson until he started hanging up his jersey. They won't give it to Russell Westbrook. They call him selfish now.
Remember when AI went back to the 76ers?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that was kind of sad.
Okay. Albums? Best
Yeah.
albums of the decade. Let's see. 2010, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. Amazing project, right? No one here dislikes that?
No, I don't dislike. That was a good album.
Yeezus is on here, but I'm not sure why.
The thing about Kanye though, he just started getting weird around that time. That's when I felt like he started.
What?
Like,
But that was still such a good album.
Wait.
no, his album. I'm just talking about him as a person.
Was that
After what album?
My Beautiful Twisted Dark Fantasy?
after the album?
Well, during that time, like
Before
not,
Yeezus.
not his not his music, but just like other things. Like I think that that's the part where everybody just started saying anything and everything he does is just art at all times. It's like
Okay, because you did have the runway moment where he's just pressing one key and just like
Yeah,
he's
it's
like
like
doing
every-
this and he just hits one key and they're like
yeah, and he
Okay,
starts going on
I
these
get that.
long rants. It's like people start calling this rants art. Like you know what I mean? Like they just start calling everything art. It was just a weird time.
But I do think,
Jesus
still
was trash.
it had like a lot of raw emotion. I think, that was after him and Amber Rose broke up. Like I think she takes a lot of credit for that. What was still like all the songs that were made, it was inspired off of a lot of energy that they used to share, right? And when did his mom die? Died like last
His mom
decade.
died in 08.
08, right?
His mom died in 08. His mom died before he made 2007. Yeah, but what's that album? I'm sorry.
Graduation?
No, after graduation.
808s
and Heartbreaks. Yeah.
Another thing I'll say about this album is clearly the best album of the decade to me. To me, it's the height and the epitome of combining music and live music, instrumentation, bringing in like whole orchestras to like elevate sound. I think Kanye, while he wasn't the producer anymore that was looping, because if you remember the first 3 albums, he's looping a lot of shit, soul samples. He was growing out of that, but he was learning how to become more of the Quincy Jones of hip hop, where he was, kind of commanding and like orchestrating.
That's your favorite album of the decade?
Yeah, easily.
You know what my favorite album of the decade is?
Take care.
What?
Hell no. Good Kid, Mad City. Good Kid, Mad City is my favorite album.
Can't be mad at that. That's 2013, right? So in 2011, though, Watch the Throne and Take Care. 2012, yeah. So back a year, we did get 2 great albums. Watch the Throne was definitely a moment.
Yeah, definitely. Watch the Throne was a big, like, you know what the thing about it is? It'll never happen again. That's why it's like, it's so marked in time. It's like, that's never gonna.
Glad it happened before it was too late.
Yeah, it wasn't too late.
Hey, also, Take Care and Nothing was the same. Mostly Take Care. It's interesting how hip hop changes over the years. And I think Kanye saw the change even with him. He was around since the early 2000s. And when, just off hyper masculinity and just people not being able to understood people that didn't come from a certain lifestyle.
Yeah.
And that eventually changed, and he was one of the changes. I do think that did contribute to his arrogance, but he saw that change. Take Care, I felt like, it gets more favorable reviews these days as
than when
opposed
it
to
came
back
out.
then.
Yeah.
Because I remember, even I'm a, Drake fanatic.
We know.
Relax, Widow. We were all cracking jokes on Twitter about it, like, yo, this is Kleenex music, yo, shake weight music, yo.
Shake
this is
weight.
shit.
The fucking
I hadn't
shake
heard that
weight.
one.
Remember the shake weight?
Yeah.
But no, I think that Take Care is Drake's real arrival. Like I think that that's his arrival. That's when he gets his most respect. It's like he works for Just Blaze. He does Lord Knows.
And I think that was the album too, like going off of that. Number one, it is the creation of The Weeknd. We saw the trilogy come afterwards, right? So pretty much that year is so special for not only Drake, but him as well.
Toronto.
But yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You also saw Drake, I think he was kind of seen as a little bit of a joke because people just thought it was goofy or too sensitive. I think that kind of started the shift, into this mafia boss Drake now. You get me?
Right. Bring the clip back empty, Drake.
All right, what other albums are we missing here?
Forest Hills Drive.
Kendrick and Cole, because we should also mention our artist of the decade.
2013, I feel like album immortalized. I know Born Sinner was dropped then, but what else dropped 2013? 2013 had some shit.
I don't know, but I will say Flockavelli. Yeah,
Flockavelli?
Flockavelli is one of my favorite albums of this decade, only because like that album was like, I ain't gonna front, and I don't know all of Waka's shit, but
Yeah.
I don't know if he made an album better than that. And that album birth, I feel like without that album, you don't get Chief Keef and a lot of other
Chief
people.
Keef came 2012,
2013, which you guys, I don't know if you guys like that.
What?
Acid Rap, 2013, that was a big project.
Hey,
Mixtape, but still
True,
album.
very, very, like, for the fans who were with Chance before, like, the mainstream push, like, super influential in his catalog. Chief Keef, 2012, he drops the mainstream project, which is Finally Rich on Interscope, birthed a new wave of not only, like, Chicago, the shit was going on already, but, like, everybody saw drill music as almost the most authentic form of, like, gangster music that just wasn't controlled. And I think that inspired like so many like around the nation in terms of their own music. So
2013, Pusha T, My Name Is My Name.
Excellent album.
And 2013, Exodus, the start of the Drake beef.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Infrared, right? Or was that?
No, Exodus.
That was before that?
Yeah, Exodus was the record where he's like, you signed to one nigga that signed to another nigga that signed to three niggas. Like, that's 2013. I mean, we see it come to a full head in 2018, but
he had a couple songs before that sneak dissing. Pusha been sneak dissing for a long time, man.
yeah.
I'm telling you.
Until Wayne finally
that was a
hopped on
notable
Twitter.
moment. That was a very notable moment when
Yeah.
he did that. Yeah, 2013 was super interesting. I feel like as we're going through these years, like we'd be remiss to not mention like, you know, moments like early 2010. You got to mention A$AP Rocky.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, Rocky was making waves.
Absolutely.
You know, Big Sean
A$AP
after
Mob, yeah.
2009 was finally famous. He was starting to build momentum. You got to mention
Wait, we can't miss Good Music's
Good-
run.
exactly.
Cruel Summer.
Good Music run, like-
Fridays.
we were seeing a lot of things happen and pop up in that point. You know, got to throw 2 Chainz, even though he's kind
Oh, Wale. Shit. Wale too. I mean, Wale has had hit records all through this decade.
Yeah, I feel like, especially everybody who was mentioned, even on like Control, like they were doing their own thing. It was like that was pretty much when we termed or coined it like the new school, the hip hop new school or whatever. And like even though it was like a few years separated between like even like a Drake and a Meek, we all kind of lumped them together. They were kind of going against each other. Who's the best? Who's this? And we had them in one pot too. We were gonna see who separates to the top and who fell back. But that was definitely interesting. Ross continued his run because remember Ross back against the wall. 2007, 2008, dropped Deeper Than Rap. 2009 drops Teflon Don. After that, he's coasting now. He starts his label up.
Yeah.
The sound, we gotta acknowledge the sound of the music being coinciding with exactly what Ross, Waka are doing. You know, so oh my
Like
God,
Sluga.
like Sluga, you gotta mention him.
Absolutely.
Super.
Metro Boomin too, yo. Because Metro Boomin, first time I heard about Metro was around 2011. He was doing Alley Boy shit. You know what I mean? He went from there to he graduates from high school, goes to college in Atlanta, meets Future, and the rest is history. You know what I mean?
I think what happens also, like as we get to like 2015, 2015 Meek Drake beefs happen, but then from 2015 till now, I think that time period is more immortalized by the change in music. We see the Uzis popping up, we see Yachty's popping up, we see
Shift musically.
Yeah, it's a shift musically. A lot of the SoundCloud era, which was super underground, becomes something that is bubbling up. Social media helps because kids, they love Instagram. Kids, they were on SoundCloud. So the
Can't
guys.
forget about Vine though.
All right, y'all, we're gonna be here forever.
know.
They're about to literally kick us out of the studio, unfortunately. But yo, before we go, we gotta talk about the artist of the decade, right? The people who made the most impact. We already know Drake's gonna be at the top of the list for you. We could put Cole up there. Kendrick is up there.
Drake, Cole, Kendrick, I felt they last the entire 10 years.
Yeah.
We had people with small runs. Even Travis, I would say he had a run towards the end. Even
Future
though he
had
was
some
around.
big moments as
Future is-
well.
Throw
Future,
my
100%.
very cliche. Throw my man Meek Mill in there as well. Also, gotta give it to Nipsey. I mean, Nipsey was a XXL freshman in 2010. It took like 8 years for us to really see the peak of where he was going before he passed. But like, yo, Nipsey had a hell of a run through this decade.
What about Travis and Young Thug?
Oh yeah,
Travis, I feel like he leveled up during the last half of the year. Young Thug, I feel like he's went through an interesting roller coaster in trying to be outside the box, original, fans liking, hating him, not knowing what to think about him, judging him, to almost accepting him and realizing he's influencing. the babies, the gunners. I mean the
Got it.
little baby. So the little babies, the gunners, the keys, and much more like that. So I think he had a good up and down till he's going up now.
Gotta throw my man Tyler, the Creator, in there too.
Tyler.
A lot
Yeah.
of people think he was gonna be done. Migos, you know what I mean? So many people.
Oh yeah, the Migos is definitely synonymous with this era as
Yeah,
well. It's like Migos, Thug in terms of we're talking about influence. Migos, Thug. I'm gonna throw Keith in there at least for the last
Keith
10
Haring.
years.
Chicago as a whole, like Chicago influenced like all of youth rap this past decade.
Yeah, like
All right, y'all.
so much more.
So much more. We could go forever, but unfortunately, we are out of time. Guys, thank you for walking with us. It's been another wonderful roller coaster of a fucking year here on Everyday Struggle. Some highs, some lows. The Everyday Struggle Awards do air tomorrow. Hope you guys enjoy it. Let us know how you feel about it on Twitter at Everyday Struggle with 2 G's, and we'll see you here on January 21st. Happy
Yep.
holidays.
Okay.